Welcome back, everybody, to 31 70s Horrors for Halloween, where I talk about my favorite horror movies from the 1970s. We're at number 15, and I can already hear people screaming and asking, why isn't this movie higher? I will get into that. But at number 15, we have The Exorcist.
Keep away! The soul is mine!
Yeah, so The Exorcist, when it comes to 70s horror movies, or horror movies in general, is held in very high regards. And it should be. I mean, it should be held in high regards. It is a great movie. But I can already tell that people are not happy with it being this low on a 70s list. I think people would say that it should at least be in the top 10. I do love The Exorcist. It has earned a reputation as the scariest movie of all time. But I think that's also a detriment to the film. Yes, The Exorcist has earned the title as one of the greatest horror movies of all time. For years, it was regarded as the scariest movie of all time. But I think The Exorcist is a movie that is hurt by its reputation. For so long, The Exorcist has been regarded as the scariest movie of all time. And when a movie is held in such high regards for so long, eventually, it's not going to be able to live up to that hype. Especially since it's been hyped up as that for so long.
Stick your cock up her ass, you motherfucking worthless cocksucker.
Be silent!
Whenever a new horror movie comes out and it's considered scary, what do you hear? Scariest movie since The Exorcist. And so yeah, I think that the fact that it's been labeled that for so long has actually hurt the movie a little for newer generations. I love the movie. I do. But I've gotten into conversations with people about The Exorcist, and they've said, yeah, The Exorcist is the scariest movie of all time, and I ask, okay, why do you think that way? And the response I've always gotten was, well, that's what everyone else says. And there have been times where I've had people tell me The Exorcist is the scariest movie of all time, and then when I asked them, okay, why do you think that way? They said, well, I haven't really seen the movie. And having so many conversations like that, it got to the point where it felt like, okay, the reason people say The Exorcist is the scariest movie of all time is because everyone else says that. That's not to say that The Exorcist hasn't earned its credibility. It is one of the scariest movies of all time. I do think it deserves that title. And yeah, when it came out, a lot of people were terrified by it. It terrified a lot of people. It's just, hype can hurt a movie sometimes. And when you're hyped up for that long, yeah, it can hurt your reputation. But, seeing as I trashed it so much, let's praise it now. The movie is fantastic. The movie is a scary horror movie. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I would put it, I do a list of the 10 movies that scared me the most. The Exorcist would be on there.
You know what she did? Your canting daughter?
It is a simple movie. It's basically you have a house with this little girl up in a room who's possessed by a demon. Simplicity, I always think, is the best way to go. And that's what makes The Exorcist so great. It's this overall sense of dread that it puts throughout the film. Horror movies nowadays, they go for jump scares. And while jump scares can give you a thrill in the moment, it's not going to stick with you as hard as an overall feeling of dread. And that's what The Exorcist has. And I think that's the main issue. Nowadays, audiences go into a movie expecting jump scares. Oh, it's a horror movie. jump scares, jump scares, jump scares. They're not used to a horror movie having just a sense of dread.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
Just because I think it's a little overrated, I do think it's overrated, but just a smidge, just a little overrated. That doesn't mean I think it's a bad movie. I put The Exorcist at number 15 on this list. I know a lot of people are going to put it higher. I know I'm in the minority. There are so many other people that hold The Exorcist up much higher than I do, and there's a reason for that. Maybe in the future it will get higher on this list, because tastes change over time, but for right now, it's smack dab in the middle at number 15, just because, as much as I love The Exorcist, I will never not love The Exorcist. There are other movies that I love more than The Exorcist, just because they're a little more my taste. The Exorcist is hurt by its reputation, but it has earned its reputation. And I look forward to watching The Exorcist every year around Halloween.